So this is the grand final of the KBG 6on6 LAN seeding tournament upper bracket, and it's the winners versus winners final, where if you win in the seeding tournament, you'd only ever play another winner. You wouldn't eventually play the winner of the lower bracket, because this is only determining seeds. So between these two teams, one team will be first seed, one team will be second seed. It doesn't make too much difference whether you're first or second. It's a little bit of bragging rights, a little bit of psychologicals when it comes to the actual event itself. Both teams were using full lineups, and we had TEAMOXID using Blade, Fireball Flop, Cresty, Stonage, and Stray, and TSB were using Abject, Blood, Dialer, H2O, Woot, and Weird Durko. Weird Durko was fake nicking in the game. He changed his name twice. Let me just try and recall what his name was. I think it was Mizeco that he changed it to eventually, and initially it was something along the lines of Koyama, something like that. So I'm not sure why he's fake nicking, but you know, I don't know why anyone fake nicks. But it's nice to see Abject using his real name. But everyone else was good boys, and they were using their proper nicks. The maps for this one were Supply and Gold Rush. Enjoy.
Prepare to fight.
So here we go. This is the KBG seeding tournament grand final. This decides first and second seeds. You don't play anyone in the lower bracket if you win. You only play winners. Winners only play winners. And we have got Oxid playing against TSB. And Oxid are going to start off on the attack first. Here on Supply, Koyama, who I think is Weird Durko, is going to be able to start things off with a double frag. As you do see Blood getting some damage in as well. Trying to clean things up. Double kill comes out for Blood. And it's a very nice start for the Axis team. And they're maybe going to be able to get a frag off of that grenade. It's not going to come in for him. I'll try and pick up Abject. He's already in position in that lower area. Did scope out a couple of people in the upper area, so give the comms to his team. Field up on middle. Rifle on middle needs to just be aware. Nice revive comes in. Bit of grouping here. Need to be a bit aware of the Panzer potential. Push coming in that up top area from the Oxid team. No Gib. Really unfortunate for Blade. I think it was like one bullet away. Respawn coming in for Axis. They have got the covering artillery, as H2O is going to be able to get a frag, double frag, to stop that push coming into the lower area. Artillery was already in position though, and that would have cleaned things up as Dialer picks up one. And the Axis look very, very on the ball. They're getting back into position really nicely. As you have Stonage pushing all by himself. Needs to be careful, there is a nade here. Call the police. Is that police? That's ambulance? I'm not sure. I almost forget which sound is which. Is Cresty is Stonage is going to be able to get that frag, makes that 3, and maybe going to be able to put a bit of pressure onto their respawners. Oh, that grenade's unfortunate. As at the moment, Oxid seem to be struggling here on Supply, on their attack. TSB are very good at this one. Big grenades. Blood and Abject picking up 2 grenades on their slash kills. Nice shot from Dialer. The old cheese cutter shot, where he just edges. Gets another frag over the top of the rock. Standard rifle position to line up a shot. Dialer's on fire. Hits 3 big shots and the artillery down. I do like Dialer's mid play. Seems to do everything well. Nades on the respawn again. This is a team that all seem to be on the same page. They all seem to be pushing together. Nice double artillery comes out from Dialer, and he's picked up 4, 5, 6 frags on that last push over the course of 30 seconds. Make that more. Probably the most experienced player in the TSB lineup. Obviously a LAN winner himself in the past. But Stonage is not going to be able to make it up. Very unfortunate for him. Fireball gets the kill in onto H2O. Maybe a full spawn coming in. Maybe. Nope. Revive comes in. Abject gets that pickup. Brilliant headshots out from Stray, but he's going to get instantly replied. Koyama with the rifle grenade. I think Koyama will get revived as well. I did hear a revive. We haven't seen too much of Woot today. That's the first frags that I've really noticed him getting. Not been really called into action just yet. I really love this from TSB. They seem to be playing really well together as a team. A lot of good coordination. Everyone pushing together. Blade pushes in, actually gets a grenade kill on those stairs, and he's going to try and push on through. 3 frags for Oxid, and they're starting to clear out middle as well as the push comes in from up top. Flop has to get some more. It's not going to happen. Double frags rain in from Blood and Wood, and they are going to be able to shut this down. Abject pushes it up, and there was only one more player alive. Would have had to get in every revive. There just wasn't enough opportunity. So far so good for TSB. Lots of damage on that rifle, didn't kill anybody. Someone got boosted up on top of the hut though. Great revive work from H2O. Seems to be playing their support role on most of these maps. When you've got such aimers and experienced players around you, I guess you kind of have to. So let's watch Wood for a little bit. Not seen too much from him. There we go, headshots come in. Gonna make that 2. Really nice shooting from Woods. He knows there's someone behind broken wall. Double artillery though comes out from Dialer, and it's gonna be Woods to push forward just to get that another mine in. 3 isn't enough. Needs more. More kills coming for Woods. That's a nice spawn. That's a nice 30 seconds for him. Switch it up to someone else. Check out the rifle. Well, I believe it's Weird Echo, but may not be. The armor. Like the broken wall shot. Nothing. And that's because everyone else is dealing with them. Well, again, another double kill. I said it was a bit of a slow start for him. Using the rifle one-on-one. Flop, unfortunately, not coming out the victor. He's going to be out for a long spawn as well. Maybe the Gib came in. Wood just streaming across the bottom. I don't know how he's not been taken down. 2 frags come in for him. That was just him in the open, basically. Let's check out Abject for the moment. He hasn't managed to pick up any kills yet, but he has got quite a bit of damage. Headshots. He's not going to be able to get any kills. He does push down into this lower area. He is going to be able to get 1. Is it going to be 2? Struggling to finish him off. He does manage to get the last bit of damage in. He's going to go for the respawn grenades. They're aware of the potential. Gets completely overwhelmed. Stonage gets the frag in. We have team kill damage in there as well. 3 players for Oxid pushing in the lower area. They need to get this Gib in, and they have managed to get 1 out for full spawn. And the next spawn of the allies might do some work. So they're against a weakened defense. I don't think there are too many mines in position. 1. Well, it only takes 1. That's the key 1. Be aware of coming around this corner. Be careful. Nice grenade comes out from Koyama. He's going to get cleaned out a little bit in that lower area. H2O with the double grenade, but it is the allies to take over. And oh, that was unfortunate. I think it was Abject actually shooting someone else. And unfortunately, Flop was very low HP when he came around the corner. Nice shot from Dialer. Mid-air headshot onto Stonage. Lots of revives. You can hear them all. So he's going to get that artillery down. Dialer going on a rampage, but they should be able to get their hands on the flag. As there are 2 players, or 1 player at least, at it. We've seen this so many times recently, where the flag's picked up just a bit too early. And that's that artillery we saw Dialer put down. Times them very well. You think you've got a lot of freedom to push in, but the artillery's already there. Let's pick up Dialer again. Where is he? Here he is. Doesn't look like he's got much in the way of ammo. So let's do a strike. Okay.
On my way.
Not going to be able to pick up any kills, but might have stopped the push. He's aware there could be someone at this rock. He's worried they could be anywhere. Nice headshots. It's taken down. And, we do see his medic get taken down. 10 seconds spawn. Cresty's going to move in towards the flag. And he's not going to be able to grab it. And That's a full spawn for Dyler there. That's the filled up as allies start taking over the low area. 2 more players out, make that 3 altogether from Flop. Nice work as they are starting to push up for that flag. They should get their hands on it before the next spawn. It's just one player, Kiyama, just holding onto it. Just gonna try and not let them get a suit. Smart work. Blood is here, gets that double kill. They have got their hands on the suit regardless. They're going to push across the top straight into the axis. We're already in position. Effectively. Stray all by himself. Did do a little bit of damage. See headshot onto what there, helmet on the floor. We'll go down in the upper area. We'll start seeing the big pushes coming in, but so far so good for TSB. They already held the first stage for 9 minutes. And there was particular parts of that which were pristine from TSB. Almost faultless. Working really well together as a team. Coordinated pushes out as a defensive unit is really hard to deal with. And it stops you from becoming predictable as well. If you just hold back all the time, they just know where you're going to be. And that's generally the difference between the best players and a good team. And teams that will struggle is the teams that struggle generally hold the same position all game, or at least that's their aim, and people will never let you do that. They'll always think, oh, he sat here last time. As the crossfire onto this crossroad is absolutely brutal from TSB. All the frags going their way. H2O picks up 2, Work picks up a dozen as well, and I think I say a dozen. Yeah, okay, maybe not that much. Flop with a double kill that actually manages to clear it out a little bit. Dyler's team kill comes in and CP looks like it's cleared from Axis, and Plant going down at main. Nice work from Flop. He did push his attention towards that area, and it does look like they're going to be able to get a free defuse though. They should be able to. Engineer moves in. Koyama taking some damage. Bludgy doing some good work in terms of blocking. Easy defuse. Rifle did come in, but a bit too late. That's what happens when you plant main without CP. And that was a risky play from Stonehenge. He knows the mine went down. Push coming across the top again. And TSB, big artillery from Dyler. Big. Huge. 4-man artillery from Dyler. 3-in-1 blast, I love it. Another artillery on the roads. 3.5 minutes remain. It's basically just to get some confidence back. Both threw down dynamites. They probably would have got mopped up anyway. Respawning Axis were coming in. Another artillery down. This is Dyler's one. So I think there's a little push coming in through the cave. Doesn't want to follow his engineer. He's aware that there's someone on the wall. Gets dropped. Dyler comes out on the victor in that battle. And maybe the CP is going to be in the hands of the allies very soon, but with 3 minutes remaining on the clock, doesn't mean too much. Just a little bonus. Lots of kills going Oxid's way. Let's pad the stats a bit. Don't make it look as bad as it was, because it was pretty bad. Maybe a plant going down at main now. Koyama trying to get the flank in. Nearly the rifle. Was he trying to rifle to main? That would have been absolutely amazing. I think it got blocked. I think that was viable to stop that. But plant has gone down at main. Turning their attention towards this west side of the map. A couple of Axis players in position. Nice nade over the top from Stray on west, and maybe even Flop on east. It was actually Flop on east corner. Revive did come in, however. Maybe they're going to get the defuse here. Yeah, he could have gone for it. He could have gone for it. They're not going to lose this. Just salt in the wounds. I would have stuck it. Why not? I mean, you would have given up a frag, maybe made it a little bit harder for your team, but you've already got the full holds. Should I pushes forward? He's already got 2 frags, trying to add more to that tally. He's not going to be able to. But look at this aggression from TSB. And this is with Oxid having the CP, I believe. You don't normally see Axis go this aggressive. Obviously, the spawn time is the game time is going to reflect that aggression. Don't have much to lose, but it's good practice. I really like to see it from TSB. I have said that they're one of the best teams in terms of just working together as a team. You didn't see one player like stay back, for instance. They all went aggressive. They all tried to help each other out. Strength and unity, that sort of deal. Push coming through main. And now this is where all the TSB team are just sitting back. Maybe shooting from the towers, but they're not pushing out. I really like that. Sometimes that can make it obvious what they're going to do, because if you see one, you generally see all of them, but because there's all of them, it's really hard to deal with. Nice from Flop. Only gets one, as Cressy dives on his own grenade, but without getting anybody, so it could be worse. So the full hold is going to come in. Very well deserved from TSB. Their first stage was really brutal. You see Blood going aggressive. He's going to get 2 frags, make that 3. Gets dropped by Flop in the end. Double team kill at the end. Why not? 47 frags coming up for Dialer. He was going really well on that first stage. His spam was good, his shooting was good. The second stage Crossroad, he picked up a 4-man artillery kill. I mean, he was doing, everything was going Dialer's way. He was hitting everything. And he had the big damage as well, 6.8k. Fairly even for the rest of his team. 32, 32, 35 for the, I'd say, probably the bigger shooters on the team. Looking across the other team, very equal. Only Stray lacking behind. He was the SMG engineer. Did have okay damage compared to the rest of his team. He's going to be taking a lot of the, let's say, the first shots. And he's going to be caught out, like, I did see him get caught out maybe planting once or twice. But that was a struggle. And I don't think Oxid were doing too badly. They seem to be sticking together well. Maybe a rare case of individually not doing as well as the TSB team. TSB looked on fire. Here comes the defense now of Oxids. Need to get a full hold to get anything out of this first map. TSB would be very disappointed with that.
Fight.
This really should be TSB's map, to be honest. They're not too shabby on attack. How can Oxid defend though? We have Blade on this middle area, and have quite a lot of shots. Has got a few players to deal with up top.
Firing for effect.
It does look like Kayama, whatever his name was, has fake nicked again as Mizco. Probably just say Mize. I'm not pronouncing these names. Rifle from up top from Flop. Does take down one. Panzer came out first from Dialer though. And they need to just take advantage of this kill in the lower area. Actually maybe got revived. They're going quite defensive, the Oxid guys, given, again, we've seen this before in their semi-final where they just backed off a bit too much and gave them a bit too much room. And they're going to lose the flag, but I think the Axis spawn there. Yeah, the Axis spawn there. Kind of fortunate. Because the allies just missed the spawn. But look at this, there's no shooting, and the Axis are here at flag. They didn't spawn back. It gives you that impression, but they really didn't spawn back. The Oxid team are just a bit too defensive, and when they've got such good aimers, need to be utilising that. Nice Panzer comes out, takes down Cresty, who is a medic on those stairs, those cave stairs there. TSB really not doing too much. 2 minutes off the clock, and they've been given a lot of room to push forwards. And this is the push into the lower area. Abject's gonna get dropped, but lots of kills going Blade's way. 3 with the MP40. And we'll pick up Blade. Actually, I'll stay with Flop. That was really unfortunate. That rifle nearly taking 2 down. Panzer comes out, and TSB really need to get this stage now. 3 frags, 4, 5 frags. Revives do start coming in though. Will those revived players be able to get in some frags? And they are. Fireball, Flop, and Stonage all picking up a frag apiece. Start pushing up for the flag, but the respawning allies aren't going to come in time. Nice grenade from Flop, and he's going to be able to hold on, and the Axis are going to respawn at this flag area. The allied team have full control of this lower area. Have they got an engineer? I don't think they do. Tyler's going to get found as my mouse just spams out. I'm not sure what's going on there. Abject all alone in that lower area. Does pick up 1 frag and gets completely cornered. And TSB, nice headshots from Woods. Triple headshot frag from the man. I can just tell What's just screaming at his team right now. We need to do this. We need to do that. Nice. I like it. Really shouldn't have got the frag there, but that's a brilliant push from Woods. And he's going to be able to pick up the flag. 3 kills, nearly 4. That would have been an amazing frag. I don't know if the Axe is going to spawn here. They did. It was so unfortunate from from Woods. Stray is going to be able to push down and get some frags in the lower area. Gets the mines into position as well. Risky push. Hugging that mine basically. And somehow Oxid are holding on. Got no idea how. Push into this lower area, just gets destroyed by the 2 players in that lower defense. Let's pick up someone we haven't seen on defense. Haven't seen too much of Stonage. He's playing a medical middle, so it's going to be pretty boring. We'll stick with Stray. Picks up 1, nearly 2. Gets the headshot off, but he's going to get taken down. Presty is going to do the best to take his position. Maybe take Dialer this time. Pushes through. Panzer comes off and he gets Cresty again. Another medic on that stairwell. But again, the Axis team don't really push down quickly. A lot of lower control. They're easy plant here for the allied team. I don't know why they don't have an engineer. They're running 4 medics, a soldier, and a rifle. I mean, they've had so much freedom to plant this lower area. The plant goes down, but you're the last one in. You can't throw the plant in the last one in when your entire team's died. We'll stick with Fireball. Haven't seen anything of him. I do try and switch it up. I don't normally actually spec anyone in particular, contrary to what maybe people think. Sometimes it just goes to people. Push forward from Fireball. 3 seconds left on the spawn. Nice frag comes out. He actually kills Dialer, who I think had the Panzer in his hand. Had his knife out trying to bounce down the hill again. And the RT will cover the push. We're Stray again in that lower area. And Oxid. Looking really nice. Not the sort of nice we saw from TSB. But they're holding it off. Spamming this lower area. It's going to get some frags. And a team frag. Flop must have dropped down by mistake. Let's watch a bit of Flop. Yeah, it's got something to deal with on this middle area. Gets taken down, gibbed out for full spawn, and the field up Blade gets gibbed out as well. So they're down to 4 players. Nice shooting there. Double frag comes out from Stonage on that middle area. And that's a nice reply from the Oxid team. Stonage called into action. He is the medical middle, which will account for his lower damage and lower frag numbers at the end. Presty picks up 3 frags. Luger frag on the last. That's actually risk full here. Needs to back off. Let's check out some of the attacking players. So we do have Blood here taking a bit of damage. Tries to get a bit of damage towards the reviving medic. Doesn't predict it very well. Sometimes it can be useful to have someone nade in from below when you're getting those shots in. Lots of revives going the opposite team's way. H2O might be able to push up for the flag, but gets caught out mid-run. And the Engineer's going to get dropped out as well. Fireball with that double frag. As the biggest lorry in the history of lorries just went by my house. Nearly half the time off the clock, and this will be miraculous. They needed a double full hold to get anything out of supply here. And I would say that TSB really should have had this. Not just based on the fact that they got a full hold, it was the performance, how they got it. It was very, very solid. And psychologically, it can be very hard to come back from that as Oxid. You've pretty much just been dominated. But they're doing a bit of their own domination in return. It took them a little bit of time to warm up on the first part of the defense. They were giving a lot of room to the attacking team. They still are. But they're hitting some very nice shots. Nice shooting from Stray. Does get some headshots, but his landmine did the work on someone else who pushed in. Double frag comes out for him. Flop on mid as well is going to do a lot of damage. Double frag for him. And everyone's... when everyone's being called into action, they're doing it. They're getting things done. Nice little dodge. See, Flop knows. Flop had Yera's number in the last map. He knows the sort of rough timings on when someone would shoot a rifle there. Like, you show yourself. I didn't know about that nade though, did he? But you show yourself, you give your position away, and you have to back off a little bit. 6.5 minutes remain. As Blood's going to push forwards. They're coming in from the cave, getting quite a bit of damage in. Still playing Panzer. So need to take advantage a bit more when he gets those full frags. Triple frag comes out for Stonage. And like I said, he's the medic on middle. You can go sort of aggressive in the last 5-10 seconds of a spawn time. Don't normally pick up 3, however. So a lot of the TSB guys just killed out on the push. And just making sure that we've got the flag. They've managed to push into this low area, and they'll have Cresty out for full spawn here. They need to get the plant in. Oh, the Engineer went ultra aggressive, and I think he's the only one. And the stair defense is going to be called into action for Oxids. And the rest of the kills here are going to be full for TSB. Blood is all alone. Maybe 2 out for full. Tyler and Woot and H2O maybe pushing into that low area. Nades coming in, doing a bit of damage, but they have got low control again. Mies to get that in. Or Mies was a totally different player. I'm going to try and push down for this defuse. And I think they're going to hold on. But that's it. I think that's a brilliant first stage, and that might have even sealed it up for the Oxid team. Don't think they've got an Engineer. They have. Is Flop going to get this?
Dynamite defused.
Some other piece of peripherals has just been snapped in half. What is going through keyboards and headsets like nobody's business. Panzer comes out, and I think he was nearly going to team kill someone. He manages to change his angle very quickly, but look at the frags go Oxid's way. Fireball picks up a 2-man on that pushdown, and it's just six frags. This is what we normally see coming out of TSB, and what we did see coming out of TSB at the beginning of their own defense. Oh, I thought Fireball was going to do it. He's just going to stand there. With this sort of time on the clock, maybe. Would have been okay. They've just been ultra lame. Just could have distracted them hid in the spawn a little bit. H2O's going to bounce down. Runs over the nade. Gets cleaned up. Cresty picks up 2 frags. And this has been very clean from Oxid. It's got cleaner and cleaner as the defense has gone along. It was very, very bad at the beginning. It just looked like it was going to fall apart any second. Because there just wasn't any shooting going on. Everyone's finding their rhythm, getting a bit of confidence. Cresty picks up 2. As we'll pick up. Who should we pick up? Pick up Blade on middle. Get that artillery down. It's taken down. Stonage pushing out. Gets that grenade off, so it can be forgiven. And Blade's going to hold his position, and exactly that. Blood had no idea. He assumed the killouts came in. It's basically a free kill for him. Lots of easy shots to his mid-strafe. Much easier to hit people when they're running and jumping. Source, I used to snipe. So it's much easier to hit someone if they've jumped. Because you know exactly where they are and where they're going to land. Whereas when they're moving left and right, it's hard to predict. It can be hard to predict. Oof, Artie. You're dead. 2.5 minutes left on the clock, and this does look like it's going to be a first stage full hold. And I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. And as I said, it's been stronger and stronger and stronger from MOXID. TSB, I've got no idea what people are like in terms of on their comms. Some people can get quite toxic in some teams, can get quite whiny and moan at their teams. And that just makes everyone play worse. In the honest, that makes everyone play worse. You want to put everyone up, especially when you're playing in a competitive game. If you're scrimming, then maybe talk to people and say, yeah, we need to do this, we need to do that. But in a competitive game, you should already have that ironed out. So we do have. I'll try and pick him up. Got Mize up top. Oh, the grenade from Flop! Ah! It was perfect. I don't think he meant to do it the way it happened. He's going to get that rifle grenade in the back of the truck as well. Really nice from Flop. I think he just meant to get over the back. It was perfect. 1 minute remains. Crossfire from this down low position. Pick up Blade again. He's going to eat a grenade. Now H2O pushing in. Gets a grenade in towards middle. Sends the kill out. And this is a deserved full hold. I mean, imagine if they set a really bad time. Like 11 minutes, 50 something. It didn't look like they were going to do that. It didn't look like they were going to hold like this, but... Really nice recovery. Takes a lot to be able to recover like this. I think, like I was saying before, in terms of how to stay positive, I think out of all the teams, MOXID are probably one of those teams that can big each other up quite well. They don't let someone, get down. They don't try and take it out on their own teammates. They seem like a very, very united team psychologically, and that's what I always like to see about them. They always stick together at the LANs. They always go and have these smoke breaks and stuff like this. Some people complain about that stuff because it does drain the time down a little bit, but they're very united, and I think this DH on the end of their name is even like effectively their 7th player. I think he's called Dirty Harry. So I think that's what Blade has on the end of his name on another game. Anyway, we'll pick up the frags. 64 frags going Dialer's way. 62 for what? Big frags going on the TSB team. 10k damage coming out for Dialer. And they outfrag quite heavily. Nearly 30 frags. They got out-gibbed. And the damage was very close, so... Before it disappears, 61 frags coming up from Flop. Over 10k damage coming from Blade. He went huge, but he was playing filled up for 15 minutes on first stage, which is just setting yourself up for mega damage. So, double full holds. That means whoever wins Gold Rush wins. And I'd say Gold Rush a little bit more even. And considering we just had a full hold on Supply, I think Supply was a little bit more TSB, whereas Gold Rush is a little bit more MOXID. Now I'd say Supply is even and leaning towards TSB, whereas Gold Rush is even leaning towards MOXID. So TSB are going to have to be good. They're going to attack first, so it's going to be in their hands effectively. If they get full held, they have no one else to blame but themselves. Getting full held twice is going to be brutal. Hopefully that's not in the back of their minds. Nade comes down. Blood does get taken down. But rifle boosts one player away. Abject though gets dropped. This is a bit of a slowdown on that first push, but we will see quite a lot of TSB players make it in towards this side area as the rifle decides to kill out. And Blood got quite out with a nade in his hand. Don't think he realised that the player was that push forwards. Dialer just holding it off, waiting for the next push, kind of what we saw Gizmo do in a previous game, but he does get dropped and gibbed as well. Fiber with some nice shooting. And this is a very aggressive play from Oxid, and this is going to be on a reasonably short spawn. 10 seconds. As long as everyone's doing the same sort of thing, it's not too bad. Engineer snuck through, I believe, from main. As you did hit a minus blow, I assumed that it would have been someone getting killed. Wood just comes in by himself. So this first stage went from looking really solid in the first minute to just being evaporated. Absolutely nothingness. And Oxid have just kind of thrown it away. And now TSB, they need to just be humming. They need to be going mental on these pushes. I like to see the TSB style attacking, where they take stage and stage and stage. They don't normally get caught up too much. I mean, it is hard to get rolling when you've got to escort a tank, but here comes the push from TSB, pushing down. That's 2 frags actually come out for Oxid, 4 frags. There is someone on that MG, they've got to be aware. And Stray's going to get off quite a bit of damage. I think he jumped off of it. Nades towards the tank, trying to get that damage in. So if someone wants to build up the tank first, obviously they can't drop a dynamite. And then if you drop a dynamite, you can't build the tank. You've got to choose wisely, and it's probably best to go for the dynamite because the tank can just get destroyed again. This is ET Science. Airstrike comes out, Stray does a bit of a dodge. Comes around the corner and just like, nope, don't want to be here. Let's push forward, getting a bit of spam in. He knows, can hear some footsteps ahead of him. Nicely timed nade. Not going to be able to pick up a frag with that one. And the push comes from side, and it is Flop to get 1 kill with the rifle grenade. Nearly got in the shot in the back by Abject. It was a nice save. And we've seen Cressy do this a bit actually recently. And someone else who's actually quite known for this sort of thing is Dialer, where he just holds out a main, and he just took him down. But a bit of his own medicine. Abject playing it slow. Don't want to wait for the Axis 4 spawns. Here comes the 4 spawn. He did get spotted. Stone Edge spotted him, unfortunately. Should have waited for the rest of his team, maybe. Oxid just racking up the kills, Cresty especially. And he's just playing in that same position. Where is he? Look at him. And you can hear the steps at back. Just roaming around constantly. It'd be very hard to deal with someone who's got that high level of aim ability just randoming around. It can be very, very frustrating as well, because like he should be playing normally. Because he's playing well as an individual, he can really frustrate teams, as the mine's going to do a lot of damage on that push. Cresty getting in more frags as well in the crossfire. Stray with a double frag with the MP40, and Oxid just seem to be doing brilliantly here on this stage. Their first stage I think would have been pretty solid as well, but nice grenade. That would have been huge. That was so close. Push coming in towards the plant. Flop picks up 2 frags, make that 3. K43 frags. No rifle grenades coming in. And Oxid just... Look at this. Barely a TSB frag in sight. We have the first TSB frag in nearly 20 frags. Blood picks up 2. And this is the upper defense that I like to see. I like it. Mega crossfire. Whenever you're shooting someone, you're getting shot by someone else. That's how it should work. Fireball holding the top of these stairs. Seems to be aware that the potential was they're coming from behind. Maybe Cresty's not in position there anymore. Expect someone else. See, Stone Edge is in a great position. He can just give information to his team when they're pushing this way. And he can get the crossfire in. As Mize is going to kill out. But this second stage was vital, because their first stage, unfortunately, didn't amount to much. It was a minute. It was basically just a straight up minute. And took the tank easy peasy. Maybe they should just build the tank so they can push it forward and have a bit of cover.
Aborting. Can't see target.
Maybe do an artillery instead of a strike as well. It's a nice artillery. Rifles coming out though. Mize gets up 2. Here's the damage from this this artillery. And ET players do seem to just ignore arties, like just roll on through, like yeah, no problem. It's just too used to 3-on-3, don't get to deal with them too often.
Dynamite planted.
Oh, that was an unfortunate rifle from Mize. He's loading up the next shot. Maybe 2. Oh, that was someone's... Oh my god. The double grenade though comes out in the end. Revives will come in, and maybe it's going to be flopped with the defuse. The mine might stop him from being able to do this. As the push coming in from Dialer actually destroys the mines. So it would have been a bit of cover, but there isn't going to be any defuse as the tank gets built up. And it will roll forwards. Rescue gets in that revive. Long spawn on that on flop there, but unfortunately got picked up. The tank's going to roll past the barrier though. This stage was a bit too long for TSB's liking. I mean, that was a good 5 minutes. That's the thing about ET. You can create stages where there aren't any. But this is a stage where there is a stage, but it's hard. It's really hard to set up and get it going. And I always say that stages that are hard to defend are generally hard to attack when you do actually think of something that works, because you're so used to pushing against defenses that are almost nothing. Like first stage Adder-Nest, you don't really have a strategy to attack on first stage Adder-Nest. You just attack because it's so easy. Whereas if a team actually came up with a defensive strategy for first stage Adder-Nest, it'd be hard to break it down because you'd have no strategy how to attack it. Same can be said for first stage radar, for instance. You normally are going to eventually get the stuff. You normally don't come up with strats. Whereas first stage gold rush, first stage supply, you're going to have some sort of strategy there. You're gonna, because they're very easy. They're very easy to defend. So the builds all come in. Tank did get built up and damaged and built up. Lots of headshots coming out from what on that sten. Here's some knifing going on. So the abject is the engineer. Easy build. Will he get crushed? No. How many Axis or Oxid players in position to slow this down? It seems like they were over quite a lot full. So that's a long time of just quiet. It was a very defensive play for someone at third. So they're aware that the potential there is mine there. I don't think they can see it.
Dynamite planted.
Maybe they saw it get planted. So the Oxid team only have to defend for another 6 minutes on this backstage. Still enough time for TSB to get things done. Of course, if they get full holds, that's it, game over. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. Because then we'd have Oxid's attack. Four full holds. 2 double full holds would be something different. I don't know if that's actually happened before. Please do let me know if anyone can remember if that's ever happened. In ET. Where it's been 2-2 in the first 2 maps, but it's been 2 double full holds. As TSB do look like they're going to get their hands on the objective. Yeah, picked up quite a few frags at this bank. It's going to be what to pick it up. And I don't think you'd want anyone else to get their hands on it. He's very smooth on the movement. He's going to make his way out towards long. He's actually going to go straight underneath the truck. But I think there was a player here at truck. Nope. He is getting shot in the back. Oh, that was a nice save from H2O. I don't think he took any damage. Maybe a little bit. As the truck's going to roll under the bridge. And this was... this would have been an amazingly fast time if they didn't get caught at that second stage. Because Ox's first stage looked like it could be solid. but it wasn't because they got snuck in on. And their backstage just never got going. They relied fully on a stage which isn't really a stage. You basically normally get what you can on the CP barrier stage. You can sometimes get those nice defense, but it did seem like they had a nice strategy on that one. They had, the positioning of people was, it must have been practiced. They must have come up with that, because the position, particularly Stonehenge, you could see the angle he was holding was giving info and shooting first, and then Fireball would turn around because he didn't look behind him. He was looking towards the back spawn. It was really nice. They're going to set around 11 minutes, 11 and a half minutes. Not the greatest of times. And they had the opportunity to set much faster. 11 minutes 03. So we look at the kills. 32 from Flop. And basically everyone was just doing their job on that stage. That's why they got the majority of their frags. And Flop was just pinging rifles where he was getting the calls. They're coming from side, ping towards side. 20 frags coming out from H2O. 3.1k damage for him as well. 4.7 for Flop. Leading the way for their teams. And it's nearly double frags. Well, 20 frags away from double frags. But that was very nice from Oxid on a stage we don't really get to see too often. There are other stages, like I say, when you play against the best teams, they're always going to make the smallest things, like the Grand Canyon basically, in terms of how much minutia it is. So like, players like Wook will be, if they sneak, or they just push through main on a timing thing, you've got to be on it. You've got to be really aware that that's the potential. So they're going to take full advantage. Anyway, TSB on the defense, 11 minutes to hold for the win. We are not going to see a third map regardless. Guaranteed it's over within the next 11 minutes. H2O has built up the CP for his team. And Stray has managed to make his way out back. And that was really nice from Stray, but he did make quite a bit of noise. And H2O did push out and spot him, of course. That was a nice idea. Like it. So Flop going towards main. Try to predict where the TSB player was going to be. I'll watch someone on defense. Pick up Dialer playing the aggressive NG on the first stage. Stray picks up 2. And maybe going to make his way in through side. As H2O hasn't been called into action at this back area. Not much going on. Time to switch. Oh, just as I switch, he had someone in his scopes. I knew it. Gonna be a push up back. And H2O is going to be able to pick up 3. I do apologise, I could have got that first person. The timing. Some team kill here. Or a team Gib. Rifle's going to respawn in and just shoot almost straight away, I would assume. Nope. Thinks it's clear. What gets a double frag. Pulling out corner. Aggressive play by Mize. He's going to get 1. Rifle comes off. He gets another. Nice play. Blood on the support. He's got a nade in hand. He should be able to pick up more here. Oh, unlucky. Throws it in the air. Doesn't want to hear the ground. Let him hear it hit the ground. Let's try and watch H2O now. And we'll switch off you though. He has got players to deal with. 3. Should be given the call. Shots come out. He's got the support of Blood here. I think that was a team kill. No kills going to TSB way yet. Just. I think he got shot from main there. Blade shooting through main. It was indeed. As the respawners are going to come in. Mize with the nade on towards tank. Potential on that back push still. Very defensive play from TSB. They're not pushing out. They're worried they could just get shot going across, and they're rightfully worried as there are 2 players still at back with the angle on the push. As someone makes it in towards corner, and it does sound like there's 3 players on back. Crespi in position as well. As he actually gets taken down. Here comes Stray. Nice headshot. A really nice revive play. I think that's Fireball. Oh, nearly killed with a nade in his hand. That is what he would have wanted. But Fireball to revive again. And they're going to try and push to clean this out. And Stray gets taken down. Nice from TSB. That was very dangerous for them. They got like 7 frags. They played very defensively initially. As the push comes in through main, I do see a double frag come out for flop, but it was just mainly a slowdown. Of course, the respawn will come in with Axis. Nades rain in. Now I'm going to start dealing with the remaining players. H2O cleans out the back area. Nice grenade from Blades. Nice shooting from Whip though. Just a peek and taps. Love it. Push comes in towards this side area. What's up playing quite aggressive on this main door. Just trying to get as much information as possible without you won't see him do it anymore. Yeah, you'll see the lanes coming because of the spawn time. Nearly got overrun. And a bit of damage. So we'll be able to take down Blade again. Identical position. Pretty much I think he's playing Blade's position when Blade defends, so 6 minutes 46 on the clock, and it's looking really good for TSB at the moment. It does look like they're going to be able to hold this off, but there are 3 players pushing up this back area as Cresty gets taken down by that mine. Fireball decides to kill out Mice's rifle grenade, deals with Stray. I think maybe Stray's on a full spawn. I don't see how Oxid are going to be able to break this time. It's not looking good at the moment. TSB's first stage defense looks so solid. I was going to bust out some so solid lyrics. I think I'll refrain. I still want to do it. I'm going to not do it. But we're going to see the push from the TSB team on their respawn. A bit more aggressive this time. They opted to stay in the spawn last time. Notice there's quite a few players on this side area. And clear. Tyler picks up 2. So, oh, we should have watched Blood there. He's probably going to kill out. Takes down 1. And he's going to get killed. 5 minutes 35. And Oxid need to do something. I don't think Oxid have been attacking too badly. Big rifle comes out from Mize, and that's a 3-man on that back area. But they are going to get revived. The push is still coming in. Stray and Fireball. I think it was back. But all the kills going Oxid way now. Cresty picks up 3. Blade and Fireball get in the mix as well. And it does look like Stray is going to be able to build up this tank. Gets team kill revive. Kind of standard. I don't think we'll see too many TSB players spawn here, if any. Because they only have 5 minutes to defend. And if they can set up a similar defense here on this stage, then it's GG. The opportune, the big word being, if they're starting to build the barrier. They have built it. And that's going to take 30 seconds to blow regardless, so by the time that gets moving, 4 minutes left. Big Panzer from Cresty. They're going to need to have so many big spawn kills. They're going to need to hold the Axis back continuously, basically. Blade gets taken down as well. H2O picks up quite a big frag. It's going to have a bit of low CP control. Can hear some shots. Thompson fire on the bridge. Quite a few Oxid frags coming in. The plant has already gone down. H2O is not too sure where they're coming from. I think it's too late. Still up at CP. I thought that was an Axis player there. The Fireball pushes forwards. I think H2O is still up at CP as well. The tank is starting to move past the barrier. Blood is in the back. Decides to actually gets killed out by a grenade. As the tank rolls on through, maybe going to get into position. Flop just needs to keep this moving. Nades are going to rain in very soon. Lots of nades. Destroys the tank. Get that build in, son. There's a double engineer play on that tank, so it got built up very quickly. 3 minutes 25 seconds remain on the clock. TSB still going very aggressive. 10 seconds spawn though, and they're all getting fragged. It's just blood on this stage. Needs to get in some revives. Maybe going to be someone pushing in from long arch. There was indeed. He's missing all the shots. Cresty's going to make it in from 3rd. And that's going to be more just of a distraction, surely. Let's pick him up. Where is he? He's actually going to pick up the objective. Picks up 1 frag. He's going to get completely overwhelmed. CP is just about going in the hands of the allies. This is going to be really touch and go stuff. They've got to hold off for about 2 more minutes. so there's not enough time for the allies. Abject here at second arch. Slow it down as much as possible. A lot of information gathered. Two underneath the bridge. Lots of killouts coming in for Oxid. And they don't really have enough time. Maybe they needed ammo more. Probably. Ammo is pretty important. And look at this. TSB don't have much of a third arch defense. They're playing very, very lame in the corridors. H2O does pick up one, and it's going to be straight to pick up the objective, and he should be able to make it out and just run across the courtyard. And this is a great opportunity for Oxid to take the map, and this would be the win. Great nades on the respawn, and TSB have thrown it all away as they just push out and take full. And it's only 2 or 3 players remaining. Abject has to go huge. He has picked up one. Blood as well. What's in position? As 3 frags do go TSB's way, Mine's still getting the damage in, and it has pushed past the barrier. 1 minute 50 seconds remain on the clock. But Stray did a great job at escorting the truck a very long way. I don't think his team even realised that he would have been able to get that far, as he has been taken down by a team kill. But the truck is going to be able to make it away on the hill. Respawn and Axis come in, and maybe they're going to be able to hold on, as there was someone at the top of the hill who has stopped it from moving. 1 minute 30 on the clock. I don't think they have to hold it for too long here. Maybe another, what, 45 seconds? Maybe a minute? As there's allies everywhere for the Oxid team. As it's just H2O, I believe, on the truck. Abject and Cresty one-on-one. And it is Cresty on the pistol. He is going to get dropped, but no revive comes in for H2O. Abject has to hold this off by himself. The more Axis players coming from behind, no doubt. As the respawn has come in, Rifle comes out from Flop, and it is going to be able to pick up the kill, but this will be Oxid coming out on top in the seeding tournament. They will be the #1 seed going into the upcoming LAN tournament. And TSB will be have to be happy with second seed. It doesn't make too much of a difference. It is a little bit of bragging rights, but it does give you that good feeling coming up against what is, I'd say, a really big contender in your opposition, to just come out on top in terms of a psychological advantage. Looking at the frags, 33 frags comes out for H2O, Blood with 32, 6.3k damage for H2O as well. Looking across to the other team though, 48 frags for Flop, 40 for Blade, and we saw Flop just going huge, 8k damage. A lot of that was on the first half. I think he had 32 frags on the first half, but I mean, it looked horrible. It looked so bad for Oxid for such a large majority of that attack. I think it got down to like the last 5 or 6 minutes where they just suddenly pushed really well. They did push a couple of times quite nicely, but they just got dealt with. But they pushed really well, got the tank. TSB seemed to make the really good choices. They spawned back. They didn't try and take too many stages when they couldn't hold on. They got into position reasonably well. There was one mistake maybe where they pushed out towards the truck. They would never have caught him. I think they were just trying too hard. They could have just pushed out a second and taken control of the courtyard, which they eventually did. So, I don't know, it was many a time game at that point, but it was always going to be difficult. They could have still got it. I mean, it was, what, not even a minute between the 2 times. But that is going to be it. That is going to be it for the casts on the main bracket of the seeding tournament. And as I said, we do have the first seed coming out as Oxid. Second seed would be TSB. I will cast some of the second bracket and the third bracket at some point. I will try to get as many out as I can before the LAN event, but we'll see. We'll see how quick I am on that one. So thank you very much for tuning in, and see you next time.